Hello students, my name is Teacher Benjamin Wanjami of X-rays. X-rays are produced when fast-moving electrons or cathode rays are suddenly stopped by a metal target in an X-ray tube. So here we have a detailed diagram showing the various parts of an X-ray tube. We have tubes use a very high voltage of between 50,000 volts to 100,000 volts, receives heat from a low voltage supply, LT, of about 6 volts. In turn, it produces heat by heating effect or frequency and very short wavelength, and hence have high penetration power. Where are hard X-rays used? Hard X-rays can penetrate flesh. Let us now have a look at sample question 7, which is drawn from KCSE 2013. Paper 2, question 10. Figure 5 shows a narrow beam of X-rays that we have here. Show an X-ray picture taken of that's between that's at the hip area in accidents. This diagram shows a radiologist taking an X-ray photograph of a patient. Take note that the source of X-rays is at the top there, and then we have the specimen, the matter, who is the patient, and then in that space under where the patient is lying, the filament is connected to a low voltage power supply, just like in the CRT. And then the filament current will flow through the filament, heating it up by heating effect of an electric current. And then the filament, once it's hot, it in turn heats the cathode, which produces electrons. And that process is called thermionic emission. Negative potential is so that immediately electrons are produced, they can be repelled by the cathode. So how does the grid control the brightness of the spot on the screen? So we want to look at how the grid can decrease the brightness or intensity of the spot emerging on the spot. But as it leaves the two anodes, A1 and A2, on the other side of anode A2, it converges to a fine spot on the screen. This time base draws its current from an internal voltage source, and that's the time base. We have a spot moving across the screen when the frequency of the time base is low. The spot moves slowly from one end of the screen to the other. In the second diagram, the horizontal line appears on the screen or is formed on the screen when the frequency of the time base is very high. If it was at B, it will shift to point C through A, and C is on the lower side of A.